We're talking now about doing a Drawsheet transfer. This is a dependent transfer where you have 3 clinicians and the patient is totally dependent on being moved from one surface to another. These surfaces need to be level and even with each other on the same height. And if you have wheels on either one of them, you need to make sure they are locked. We are using a draw sheet under the patient. And prior to moving this person, we want to assess their mental and physical status per the PT eval, as well as just our own assessment when we are talking to the patient. Especially be considerate of hip precautions if necessary. So we are going to use a stool. Each one of us will have a stool to get up on this height of a table. If you were using a lower mat, you would need to get up on the mat, but you probably wouldn't need the stool in that case. So we'll go ahead and let our patient lay down, and what we're going to do is move her over from that surface onto this surface. So we are going to get up onto the table with her. I am going to get the draw sheet and the pillow in my upper hand, holding the draw sheet at her shoulder, and I'm also going to reach down about her hip level with my other hand, holding the draw sheet. The person on the side with me is going to cross his arm either under or over mine to grasp the sheet close to my lower hand, but a little bit further up. And his lower hand will be below her hip or right at the hip. Well, actually, it's going to be below the hip. Okay, the person on the other side of the table is going to be coming toward us. Will have his hand also holding the pillow and the draw sheet at her shoulder and her hip with his other hand. We are going to make sure we use good body mechanics while keeping our knees out of the way of the patient as we move her over. If she has hip precautions, we want to make sure and move that leg. If it's the side we're moving toward, we want to make sure and move that leg first before we move her over, right? So what we're going to do, the person on the other side is standing on the stool with one knee up on the table. As we move, he is going to bring his other foot up to the table, and we are going to move back. And in this first move, I'm going to count. I'm always going to be in charge of the counting and positioning. We're going to move her just to the edge of the surface she is on now. Okay, everybody ready? Yes. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3. And we want to try to lift her slightly to avoid dragging her across the sheet. But we don't want to lift her too high. Okay. On the next move, we are going to move her over onto this second surface just at the edge, which means that those of us on this side will have to move down onto the stool, most likely with one foot. Okay, are we ready? 1, 2, 3. As we go, we also want to remember to move her feet, which is probably easier for the person on this side to move one leg and the person on the other side to move the other leg with proper support for the leg above and below the knee. Okay. On this third move, we are going to move all the way over to the middle of the second surface, again holding as we have been and using good body mechanics. Okay, everybody ready? Yes. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then we'll move her legs over.